now, we're live. Yes, live from Jay's place, and we're talking
Barbershop Talk.
Yes, barbershop talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table. Barbershop Talk.
Come on, everybody. We're here at Jay's place.
Barbershop
We're talking
Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk.
where nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk.
Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk.
Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk Live. We're here live at Jay's Place Barbershop. We're at 1927 Olive Road. Listen, another special edition of Barbershop Talk Live. I want to say thank you. Listen, I'm talking to you also. And don't forget, I'm talking to you. Thank you for tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live, another special edition. Another great show. Glad you're here. Can I take a time to say, give me a hug? Thank you for tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, tonight is going to be another special edition. We're going to talk to a man that I know you wouldn't want to talk to, but want to hear, but want to see. So our special guest tonight on Barbershop Talk Live is none other than Stephen Kendrick. I said it, Stephen Kendrick is in the hot seat. But before we get a chance to talk to our special guest tonight, I got to give some shout outs. I got to get some sponsorship shout outs. I got to get some high fives. I got to get some fist bumps to Demetrius Johnson. Beverly's Body Butter right here in Augusta, Georgia. Demetrius Johnson is the owner of Beverly's Body Butter, specializes in whipped, scented shea butter. I also have a product right here, Demetrius Johnson Beverly's Body Butter. This is a product that I know you need to have in your medicine cabinet, on your nightstand, and also just get it in your house. She has whipped, scented shea butter. This butter is good for your skin, good for your face, good for your hair, and some people say it's good for pain. Give her a call at 706-564-5335. Again, that's 706-534-5335. Again, my good friend Demetrius Johnson, Beverly's Body Butter. You got TikTok? She has TikTok. Hit her up on TikTok, which is Melon Queen 1976. Again, the phone number is 706-564-5335. My good friend Demetrius Johnson, right here in Augusta, Georgia. Beverly's Body Butter. Also, CSRA Barbershop Talk Live World. Are you still dealing with that problem? Are you still dealing with the problem? The problem I'm talking about, I see it in your house. I pass by your house, I see the problem. You need a problem solved, call my good friend Alan Odom. Alan Odom is a man of pond maintenance right here in Augusta, Georgia, specializes in tree removal, demolition, pond maintenance, and also just get your grass cut. You can also call Alan Odom, 706-294-8493. That number again is 706-294-8493. Alan Odom right here in Augusta, Georgia. Tree removal. You have a pond, he'll help maintain your pond, also put in sprinkler system. So again, call my good friend Alan Odom. Right here in Augusta, Georgia, pond maintenance, good friend to know, great service, great product. Tell him John from Jay's Place Barbershop Talk Live said, I heard about that deal. I want to get the deal and a great service. Again, call him at 706-294-8493. Also, CSRA Barbershop Talk Live World, I got something I need you to know about. We are doing Check It in the Chair. Check It in the Chair is a program where I partner up with Piedmont Hospital right here in Augusta, Georgia. Barbershops around the CSRA, we're making sure you are healthy. We're making sure you know your blood pressure. And in turn, we will give you a free blood pressure monitor. So I'm asking you, and especially you, stop by Jay's Place Barbershop, 1927 Olive Road. Get your blood pressure checked, and this monitor is yours for free. And at the end of the day, this program, we're also going to give away a blood pressure monitor. Just pay attention to the conversation, and please, man, please, sure you have a chance to get this blood pressure monitor for free. I said free. Again, we're making sure you stay healthy. We're making sure you know your status. We're making sure you know your numbers. So Barbershop Talk Live World and also Piedmont Hospital want to make sure you get checked in the chair. The blood pressure monitor is free. We'll make sure you know your numbers, 120/80. Barbershop Talk Live World. Those are our announcements. Govern yourselves accordingly. Listen, you didn't come to hear me. You didn't come to see me. You wanted to come to see the person that's in the hot seat tonight. None other than my good friend Stephen Kendrick. Listen, without further ado, I'm going to let him see You see him and he see you. Barbershop Talk Live World. Let's introduce Mr. Stephen Kendrick. What's up, Doc?
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to see you, man.
Using some body butter already on my elbow.
There you go. There you go. Look, listen, I got it.
I did it.
Beverly's Body Butter.
I used some body butter today.
Oh, listen, give her a call 706-564-5335.
Yeah, she was great.
What's up, man? You all right?
We're doing good.
Doing good?
Doing good. Glad to be back. I haven't been here in a few years.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yep.
You looking good?
I'm trying.
You looking good?
I'm trying. You know, as you get older, you got to work hard at it.
You got to work hard. As I was saying just a minute ago about this blood pressure, we got to stay healthy.
I did. I had to lose weight to actually get my blood pressure down.
Okay.
That was one of the reasons why I took that on, because weight is one of the causative factors, and by reducing my weight, I was able to get off blood pressure medication.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So a big silent killer.
That's a silent killer.
I used to, in my former life, I was a drug rep.
Okay.
So I sold blood pressure medications.
Okay.
So very familiar with all the different types, what they do.
Okay.
But it's better if you can control it and not have to use the medication. So
That's the best way to do it.
absolutely.
Man, listen, Barbershop Talk Live World again. Sit in the hot seat, none other than Stephen Kendrick. We're glad to have him here. Listen, get into this conversation. You got a question, you got a comment, you got a concern. Please, man, please, sir, put your question, put your comment on the screen. We'll make sure we answer any and all questions. No questions off limits.
Right.
Barbershop Talk Live again. Stephen Kendrick's in the hot seat. You want to join us? Looking forward you get into this conversation. Again, Barbershop Talk is always live each and every Wednesday. Stephen, I know you. Been knowing you for a long time. But sometimes we have some people that tune in to Barbershop Talk Live for the first time.
Right.
Maybe the first time seeing you. Maybe heard about you. Maybe don't know who you are. So take a minute. Just look into that camera. Tell the people of Barbershop Talk Live World, who is Stephen Kendrick?
Well, Stephen Kendrick is a native Augustan, educated in Richmond County Schools, went to Tut and West Side as my high schools, graduated and went to Florida A&M University, got an undergraduate degree in business, got a master's degree in business, graduated magna cum laude, left there and went to work in Kansas City, Missouri, Austin, Texas, worked in New Jersey, but wanted to come back to Augusta. So came back to Augusta and joined a family business. We have a family business, Augusta Blueprint, where we do, shameless plug, where we do printing for business cards, letterhead, and anything you want printed, banners, those things, and design work. And then in working with that, decided that I wanted to get more involved in the community and in politics. Initially started off, have several foundations and several programs I run for youth under my foundation, including Project Impact Her, the Youth Leadership Academy. All of them are up under the E3 Foundation's umbrella, and we take on young folks and we develop them. And of course, I was formerly the city's tax commissioner, was that for 15 years. And left that to run for mayor. Wasn't successful, so went back to the tax office and worked in a staff position with the current tax commissioner, and have decided that I need to try it one more time. You know, the Lord sometimes says, not now, my son. It wasn't no, it was just not now.
Not now.
So I figured now it might be my time.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World. I told you, get your notepad, get your tape recorder, get everything you need to do, jot down some notes, record this conversation, because we're going to get into some stuff that you need to know about, because, Stephen, as we say on Barbershop Talk Live World, the people want to know.
Let's take it.
That's what we say. The people want to know.
What do they
Because,
want?
again, I really don't even have no concerns about this stuff. I just do this for the people.
Okay.
The people want to know what's going on. So now, can we back up a little bit?
Sure.
Let's back up, because what you said in the introduction, you was telling us about magna cum laudes. You tell us about the high school journeys. You tell us about all that stuff. So now, I don't really know. I don't really care, but the people want to know, what is magna cum laude?
So it is, I was an honor graduate. That
Okay.
means that I graduated in the top of my class. It is a tier of graduation that shares with the world that you were an exceptional student. And so
Okay.
worked hard for that.
Okay.
It means I made almost all A's and B's, didn't make many C's at all, maybe
Okay.
one my whole time. And
Okay.
so it is an honor that you do to show the discipline in school.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily mean you're much smarter than everybody
Right,
else. It
right.
means you had the discipline to go to school, go to class, and do those things. And so quite proud of being an honor graduate in that way.
Okay. Now, you know, we have the privilege of going this show live, and you also have the privilege of Googling some stuff. So we can Google that.
You can Google that.
We can Google that. That's
Magna cum laude. Magna cum.
right. Google that on the commercial break. Barbershop Talk Live. Again, a good friend in the hot seat tonight is Stephen Kendrick. Now, Kendrick, what I heard earlier you also said about you moved out west and you came back to Augusta, Georgia.
I did.
Now, when you out west, and you come back to Augusta, it's a big step to come back home.
Was.
Now, a lot of times when you come back home, sometimes your hometown folks say, well, man, what Stephen come back for? What's going on? He ain't hitting on nothing. You love the big city to come back to the small town. So what kind of process was that all involved in there now?
You know, that's an interesting question because I came back home because I wanted to be near family and I wanted to be a part of my family's business.
Okay.
I received a job. I was working in New Jersey. I was working for a pharmaceutical company. And then I went to work for Hallmark Cars in Kansas City. Was in their management training program, moved to Austin, Texas, worked there as a salesman. But the draw to come back to Augusta was there. And so I decided to come back so that I could continue to work in sales, but I could also be close to my family's business. And so helped my father to build that business while he was alive and he was there. But wanted to be home. And it's interesting, if you look at what goes on today in this community, I don't think we have enough of our young folks who want to come home.
Right.
They're looking so fast to get out of Augusta
Right.
because they feel like there's not enough here to do and challenge them. Augusta right now is not the place where they want to be.
Right.
We got to create that kind of community. And so I want them to be like I was. I left here, had the opportunity to stay away, make more money, and do great things. But I wanted to go back home and make Augusta better. And so that's what I did.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question now. Okay, let's see who we got tuning in. We got Dominique Magda tuning in. Okay, well, look here. She said, it is your time now, his son, in Jesus' name.
Oh, she praying for me.
Okay, she's praying for you.
I take that.
Barbershop Talk Live, we do pray for folks here.
Oh, I need that.
Okay, who else we got? We got, who is Kidney LaShawn, Brittany. Look at everybody tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live again. Keep watching Barbershop Talk. Get some more folks on the phone. Get them on the line. Tell them to tune in. Stephen Kendrick's in the hot seat. Show us some hearts. Show us some likes. Get your questions ready because, again, we want to make sure that people know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Now, Steve, when you say that you wanted to come back home and help run the family business, first of all, let's start to the point where when you say a family business, what does that mean to you when you say a family business? Because when you, as you younger and your family has a business, you don't really understand the magnitude of a business being in the family.
You know, that's a great question as well. My father was a country boy from Hancock County and moved to Augusta and started a business in 1972. Back in 1972, there weren't a lot of black folks trailblazing and creating businesses in that way. There were some, but not a whole lot.
Right.
That business is still alive today. He started a blueprinting business, which is the reproduction of blueprints for architects and engineers, and so architecture and engineering supplies. But that business began to grow and diversify till it became a regular print house as well. And so that business then started to print programs and letterhead and books and things like that. And so now it is a viable design and print group. We do short run and small run prints, but wanting to be a part of a family business meant there was a legacy that was there that was for me if I wanted to take part of it. And so my father was an entrepreneur. He loved being an entrepreneur and doing business. I like business, I enjoy it, but I didn't get the bug like him. I like to work and plan things and fix things. Thus, I ended up, after I left sales and after, of course, I worked with him, I wanted to do government because I wanted to do something bigger and try to help and work within government. Now, I've inherited that business and I run that business, but at the same time, it's not stopped me from trying to do my community work and work in government. And so that business is very important to my family and its legacy, but it's just a part of the pie. You know, I always say people have a pie, and the pie doesn't get any bigger, but the slices change. So my life didn't have a slice that included that business for a while. That means something else had to nudge out of the way because that slice just came into play. I had to change that, you know, you change the slice. And so a large part, you know, you have religion as a slice, you have family life, you have kids and wives, but now Augusta Blueprint has become a part of that slice as well.
All right. Kendrick is the last name.
It is.
Milton is my last name. I got 3 kids, 2 grandkids, and I tell them that Milton is probably the best name that you can have besides Jesus. So when I tell them that, I let them know that Milton, you got to carry that name.
That's right.
Carry the name Milton because no matter where you at, you a Milton. No matter if me and your mama's around, you still a Milton.
That's right.
So with that being said, what does the name Kendrick means to you?
You know,
when I hear that name.
I talk about that a lot with people that, you know, my family is not wealthy. my parents were able to provide for us. I was able to go to college and get help while I was there. Although I was on scholarship, you still need some things
Right.
provided for you. But the one thing I have of value that I can leave is a good name.
It's a good name.
My father died and left that. And my mother's still living at 86 years old. And one of the things I cherish is being able to carry that legacy on and leave a name in this community that is respected and means something,
Right.
to do something good. You know, people often ask me, it was funny to me how it became such a thing when I ran the first time, because as tax commissioner, the salary for that job was significantly more than the mayor's job.
Right.
And it was interesting that so many people thought there was something sinister going on because I would leave a job that was making more money in order to take a job that was making less. And what I had explained so many times to me is that although I value the money and I value being able to take care of my family, my kids are grown,
Right.
my responsibilities and needs were different. But what I really cherished was being able to serve, and that my name and legacy was just as important to me than being a tax commissioner for life. Because lots of people said, you can do that job for life.
You can do it for
Why
life.
would you want to do? Why would you
Right.
want to leave?
Right.
That's not what drove me.
Okay.
I don't want a job for life.
Right.
I want a job in which I could do something significant. And I felt like I'd done everything I could do in the tax commissioner's office. You know,
Okay.
I got us new buildings. We got a South Augusta office and a West Augusta
All that.
office and online and
Right.
all the things I did. But I felt like I had reached my ceiling there, and there was more I could do.
So here's a question now, Steve, because you kind of piggyback up the question I'm about to ask you when you talk about the different salaries and stuff like that. So moving forward in this position that you're trying to get into now, into the mayor office. So going forward now, and again, this piggyback up what you just said about the salaries. Is it you doing this because of the money or the power?
So again, you're certainly not doing it for the money.
Okay.
Because the money is lesser than what I make today.
Okay.
But it's certainly not about authority and power. See, I think people confuse power and authority.
Okay.
You know, the authority that comes with a position is one thing. But you can have influence and power without a position.
Okay.
I feel like I have influence in this community and a certain level of power today. It doesn't require me to be the mayor in order to influence people and lead people. People come, they work with me, they do things with me. There's a certain amount of power that goes with that. And I'm just a regular old guy.
Just a regular old guy.
It doesn't require a position to do that. If you're the right person, if you're the right leader, if you can inspire people to say, I want to work with him, that's all the power you need, and you don't need a position. They often tell you, you go into churches or organizations, and that church secretary or that assistant, they some of the most powerful people in the organization.
Right.
And it's not because of position, it's because they have influence and understand the dynamics of what's going on.
Okay.
I consider myself someone who has studied this community, who understands what it needs, and my influence and power comes from serving others. That's the only way I get it. I don't have a lot of power because of position.
Right.
I have a power and authority because I serve others.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live Real again. My good friend Stephen Kendrick's in the hot seat tonight, talking about his run, his chance, become the next mayor of Augusta, Georgia, along with the other things he got going on. So listen, please, man, please, sir, put your questions, put your comments, put your concerns on the screen. We'll make sure we answer all those comments, all those concerns, all those questions. Again, Barbershop Talk is always live. You never know what can and will happen. So don't forget, watch us on Facebook and also YouTube. Like and subscribe to our Facebook channel and also the YouTube channel. Now, Stephen, I want to go back to what you said earlier, as we was alluding to the power. So a lot of the power that you have or that comes with those positions is basically have some type of influence.
It is.
You got as you said, the influence will bring on the power or vice versa. So that being said, over the years, do you feel that your influence has covered you enough to get to the position that your goal is trying to set to?
Well, what I hope is that I have done enough to share with people and demonstrated that I mean good for people,
Okay.
I mean good for this community, and that the integrity that I have shown and demonstrated means that it would be good for this city. I don't need the position in order to gain more wealth.
Okay.
I don't need the position in order to be able to work more in the community, but I think we lack a leadership in this city that gives us a vision to know where we're going.
Okay.
Augusta is a city, and we're all over the place.
Okay.
No one can tell you what we stand for.
Okay.
No one can tell you all the neighborhoods are all different. They all are at each other. We're as divided as we've ever been.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be like that.
Okay.
I think that comes with someone trying to rally and bring all the groups together.
Okay.
See, never is everybody at the table and everybody feeling involved. Sometimes people feel like I'm not involved. I'm one who has a track record of always having everyone involved. And so what I'd like to see is our ability to bring everybody to the table. Those from East Augusta, those from West Augusta,
Okay.
black, white, those from the neighborhoods that are impoverished, those from wealthy neighborhoods. We all need to be at the same place because guess what? We all want the same things in the end.
Right.
We want a good community. We want safe streets. We want to be able to go out to eat every now and then. And when our family comes in town, we want to be able to take them somewhere that's nice.
Right.
All of us want the same thing. I believe that can be achieved. I just don't think we've rallied everybody and got going in the right direction. I think I'm the man to do that.
Okay, well, let's go to the screen. We're looking at what Dominique said. She said, what does he do for the youth in the community? And what will he do to make Augusta a better city? And how can you bring Augusta all together as one unity?
So youth in the community, as I mentioned before, I certainly have several youth programs under my E3 Foundation.
Okay.
I started the Youth Leadership Augusta program 20 years ago.
Okay.
Thousands of kids have gone through that program in which we bring them and teach them community development, leadership development, and I do that during the weekdays.
Okay.
I have another program called Project Impact under my umbrella, Project Impact Her,
Okay.
and Omega Impact. 3 different programs that serve middle school boys, high school girls, and high school boys, and we do those on Saturdays. I often joke I spend more time with other people's kids than my own, and I've been doing this for decades.
Right.
I believe if we don't invest and provide an opportunity for these students to see something modeled that they can be, see something that they can aspire to, they end up going in the wrong direction. And so I put my money where my mouth is. I don't just talk about it, I'm there. And so most times, and most people know, I'm someone who's always involved with youth, and that youth portion is very important to me.
Okay.
But she asked about making the city better. Again, it goes back to providing the right leadership and the right priorities from the people who are in all of these different neighborhoods and all of these different silos. I think they just want to believe that they're being heard, and oftentimes I don't think they are.
So let's go back now, Steve. I love to go back because Barbershop Talk Live, sometimes we have people just tuning in to the podcast now to get a chance to watch us in the beginning. So let's go back to the point where, when did you first started campaigning? Now, watch this question now.
Okay.
When did you first started campaigning? That's kind of a trick question. And when I say when did you first start campaigning, not for the political role.
Okay.
When I say first start campaigning, I mean from a little kid. From a little kid to the point where now you are where you're at now. So again, I'm asking a double question. From you being a little kid to where you are now, do you think your life was done right to the point where they see Stephen is a good guy, Stephen's a good person, I'm gonna vote for him, I'm gonna support him, I'm gonna do all I think I can for him because he seemed like he's been good all this time? You follow that question?
Yeah, I don't. So I.
That's
didn't
another
start-
word I just use for campaign.
So I don't know that I always wanted to be in politics.
Okay.
I never had this dream about being a political leader. My father was a business leader, so I aspired to be like him. I went to business school.
Okay.
The bug to get in politics started later. When I was a young man, again, I was always a leader within my schools. I was always a leader in the community. I mentioned I was a magna cum laude graduate, but I was also one of the first African Americans in the gifted program in Richmond County.
Okay.
When I was young, when I was in the 4th grade, I had to test and become a part of the gifted program. There were 2 African Americans in the gifted program in the whole county.
Okay.
And so I was a part of something there and leading in that way early in my life.
Okay.
All the way through school, I was always provided with leadership roles. I wish I could have been a better leader on the basketball team. I wasn't as good as I thought I was.
Okay.
You know, West Side was doing pretty good
Okay.
back then, but they didn't let me play
They
as
let
much
you
as
play.
I wanted
That's
to.
the part we Googled that part.
You did see that?
We Googled it.
Yeah. But I'm still trying. I'm still trying.
Keep on trying.
But I've always aspired to lead. I
Okay.
tell people I mentor young adults all the time. I used to have a program I call under my foundation called A Talented 10. And with that, we took young folks, and I call young folks people under 35.
Okay.
We took them and we said, hey, I'm going to teach you about leadership and development. And I always tell them, you don't join an organization or a group unless you intend to lead it.
Okay.
You don't join in order to just be a part. You
Okay.
find a way to lead. And I'm happy to say a lot of those people in that program when they were 5 years ago in that program, what they've done now in the community. Jared Williams, our DA, was in that program before he was DA. Stacey Pulliam, our commissioner, was in that program before that. Lynn Gladney Hefner, who was a state rep, was in that program before she became that. Sean Edwards before he was the land bank director. Dr. Searcy at Augusta Tech before she was the dean. All of these people, when they were just trying to figure it out, I work with them to say, here's what you do. Here's a blueprint for leading in the community, and all of them have flourished. I look to do that every day, not just with young adults, but with youth in the community, as I spoke to, because if you're not pouring back into them, we're not going to do any better, and I'm proud of that.
Okay, so Steve, let me ask this question again. Now, a lot of these questions coming from the panel and the people of Barbershop Talk Loud World that's watching. Moving forward, you're in the position now to become the next mayor or vie for that position that's coming up in, is it next year?
It's in May 19th, 2026.
2026. So, looking back, I like to go back. What did you think that was your shortcoming where you was successful in that particular one? You think you could have been more visible, or you could have been more, whatever? What you think that kind of had you not on the winning side of that particular race?
Yeah, I don't think I did a clear enough job in demonstrating to people the things that I did and that I did well. I certainly believe I was the best candidate or I wouldn't be running again. But I don't think that I was able to get that message out as good as my opponent did at that time. And so this time I'm going to spend more time trying to make sure people know who I am and what I've done. See, a lot of times when people don't know who you are and what you've done, they're able to make assumptions about you. And so I was characterized last time as a guy that was in government. And anybody that was in government already was looked upon as a part of the problem. Although I was in the tax commissioner's office, and as we've described, the tax commissioner's office is probably one of the best running offices in our government. And yet it's still government. It's still government. But when you have outsiders come in and they say, hey, I'm different, I'm new, I'm fresh. And sometimes people are looking for that kind of change. Unfortunately, that kind of change sometimes doesn't work out for us. It hadn't worked out on a national level for us. It's been horrible for us nationally. And I think we can do better here locally as well.
Now, Stephen, I, as you said earlier before we went on the air, I asked the question, is anything off limits? You say you're on an open book. You want to, let's get it out on the floor. Because, again, my own personal belief, and again, we just talking. We just talking. We just got cameras and half the world watching. My belief is, when you was campaigning last time, and I still believe, I think the part that might have hurt you in the end was the South Augusta plug and the Reedy Simone plug. And the reason why I say that, because over the years since I've been in Augusta, there's been a lot of mayors that had the same speech. A lot of mayors had the same speech, from Copenhagen to Hardy Davis to Bob Young to whoever. And you know what the speech was?
What?
We're gonna take care of South Augusta. We're gonna bring jobs to South Augusta. We're gonna get Reedy Small back up and running. We're gonna, and nobody done it.
So
watch this in now. Reedy Small been there how long? 25, 30 years, and it's still been sitting there. So everybody, when they run, Reedy Small, I'm telling you, we're gonna do it. Augusta, we're gonna bring South Augusta jobs. And now here go the crazy part about it. How in the hell you think you're gonna do it?
So listen to what you just said, though.
Nobody did it.
You're talking about people who had the position and didn't do it.
And nobody did it.
But wait, I was trying to get the position to be able to better do it. It's a little bit different. I hadn't been a mayor like Hardy Davis or Deke Copenhagen. I'm just a tax commissioner at the time. I'm just a regular person who's done significant things in this community. Given the opportunity and that stage to work from, it sets you up to do it. But it's about making it a priority. So when people are critical of me of it, you're criticizing someone who's attempting to do it from a place that they're not really, don't have the platform to do it. I went to the man who owned Regency Mall and said, hey, we need to work together because you need to do something, and I think we can do it together. He grew to trust me and said, bring me projects, help me. And so we were working on that, working towards that. But I wasn't the mayor. You were comparing to me with people who had the position. Compare it to me when I'm the mayor, then come back and ask me that question.
Fair
then,
enough.
Because here's the difference. Neither one of the other mayors you talked about had the courage to talk about Regency Mall before they got there. Well, I was the only one who said it on the way in, this is what I'm going to do. Everybody else ran. Nobody pays attention. They all talk about South Augusta. Everybody says it, but nobody's done anything who's had the ability to do it. Give me the position and you'll see what happens.
Okay, fair enough. And I think the problem was, and again, looking back, I think the people heard those words over the years from the other mayors or the other candidates, South Augusta, Regis Mall, and also don't forget about Hyde Park. There was a lot of talk about Hyde Park over the years.
I hear you.
And everybody, pretty much had the same slogan, and none of that got done. So as you know how Augusta is a funny town, and we hear this speech so many times, I'm like, oh, here you go again. Here you go again.
But
Here you go again.
But again, John, I say, you're comparing me to people who had the
And the position.
authority
Right.
and the position.
Right.
Anytime I've had the authority and the position, things move. There wouldn't be a Croc Center in Harrisburg,
Okay.
and I got that done. There wouldn't be a Top Golf over on Riverwatch Parkway. There wouldn't be a Kroger on Dias Parkway.
Okay.
There wouldn't be a Rubus that invested $800 million on Corporate Park over there. I did all those from a position, not the mayor's position, but from another position. What I'm telling you is, if I can get things done from the little position I had, you give me the platform where I can go out, tell people how great Augusta is, show them where the benefits is, put the deals together that make things happen, then we can really explode. I had the courage to say Regis Ball has to be something, has to be done, went to the owner, brought him to the table, had him agree, and was ready to pull off. But guess what? Everybody ain't interested in Regis Ball working out. There's a lot of barriers out there too. There's a lot of people working against it. Some of them in our government. They don't want that to happen.
Okay.
It's a lot behind the story that people need to know.
Barbershop Talk Live World, again, I urge you to get into this conversation. We got some stuff uncovered. We're going to put some stuff on the front shoot. We're going to make sure you know what's going on because, again, Stephen, the people want to know. The people want to know. So, Barbershop Talk Live World, do you mind if I take a commercial break and pay a bill?
Take a commercial
I got to take a commercial break, pay a bill. Barbershop Talk Live World, you still have time to get on this conversation. You still have time to call your friends. You still have time to call your neighbors. You still have time to call your enemies to tune in to Barbershop Talk Live because we are talking with the mayor candidate for Augusta Richmond County, Mr. Stephen Kendrick, sit here in the hot seat. Got some information he needs you to know about. Got some information you need to know. So again, get down, sit down. Let's get this conversation going. Get your questions, put it on the screen. Dominique, Jessica Smith, Dominique Minor, Courtney Tillman, all those folks to tune in. Listen what you got to say.
I'm ready.
Well, so people want to know. So Barbershop Talk Live World again. Watch the screen. My good friend, Mr. Edward Wright, going to tell you about this program, Wellness and Body Work, let you know about the massages, therapeutic work he does for your muscles and all for your skin and your body tissues. So listen, we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hello and welcome. Here at the Right Body Work and Wellness, we provide you with body work you can rely on to increase body improvement. WBW provides free consultations to better understand the reasoning for your visit. When a client experiences a WBW massage, they can expect it to be thorough and thought through. The massage is customized to each session. Muscles are handled with care, specifically and individually stretched. Creating a wellness vision to sustain a space of personal comfort, relaxation, and a state of well-being for clients that may endure. With over a dozen different modalities to fit your needs, so we can ensure a quality and well-addressed service. We provide excellent services to athletes and clients of all ages in need. If interested, call or visit the website to schedule your appointment today.
Barbershop Talk Live again. That's my good friend, Mr. Everett Wright, right here in Augusta, Georgia. Specializes in massage therapies for your skin, for your tissue. Give him a call. Get in contact with him. Watch the website. Again, good person to know, good service he offers. Again, right here in Augusta, Georgia, Mr. Everett Wright. Follow him. Back with our guest for tonight in the Barbershop Talk Live hot seat, Mr. Stephen Kendrick. Stephen, you good?
I am great.
Listen, the questions so far, the answers so far is on point. Barbershop Talk Live World is bringing off the hook. The comments are coming fast. We got a comment coming from Andrew Connor. Andrew says, we gave Garnett the position, and we seen what happened there. Don't do worse than nothing we got so far. So, I mean.
Listen, Listen, for me, I'm running and sharing with the community what I can do.
Okay.
You know, people have a choice to make.
Okay.
I'm giving them a viable choice. If
Okay.
people are disappointed in what they've gotten, I'm going to share with them who I am and what I did.
Okay.
It's just like I told you before the break. You know, I told you about projects that I brought to Augusta. I got a call today from a young man who said, well, why can't we have any restaurants in South Augusta? I said, because nobody's made it a priority for you to get a restaurant in South Augusta.
Okay.
See, things happen, economic development and in government, when politicians make it a priority.
Okay.
And anything that you don't see happening is not happening because the people you elected didn't find what you found important to be important to them.
Okay.
It's very simple.
Okay.
When people wanted something from the tax office and we found it important to provide it for them, that meant our thoughts aligned.
Right.
But there's some people who have things that they ask for us to do that we don't agree with, and we just ignore it. I think that's what's happening in South Augusta. I think that we've never really focused. I think we've got good commissioners who represent it. I think those commissioners mean well and want to do.
Right.
But you got to have a combination of things to make this work. You can't just have will alone. You just can't want to do it alone.
Okay.
You have to have the ability and know how to logistically make it happen.
Okay.
There won't be a candidate who's had the experience of running an economic development agency like I have, or running the downtown development agency like I have, or running the land bank authority like I have,
Okay.
and working in government and running an agency and hiring and firing and all of that, and who's trained in finance, and who's worked in the city department. There's nobody who has that background. And so when you're trying to put together an economic development deal, who are you going to look to? You need to look to somebody who's done a deal before.
Who's experienced in
You
it.
need to look to, it's like if somebody in your family has an acute heart problem, you don't go get the obstetrician to come
Right.
work on it just because they're a doctor.
Right.
You find the specialist.
Right.
Somebody who has to understand how to put these things together to benefit Augusta. That hasn't happened yet. I
Okay.
believe I'm the right person for that.
Barbershop Talk Live. See, let's go to the string. We got Morris Porter. Morris says South Augusta feel like it's being left out when it comes to development in the city. What would you do to change the perspective?
So I thank you for that question. It's really what I just said. It is about the priorities. And so one of the things that happens is once you decide that that has become important, there are developers in Augusta that want to do good work there. But I can tell you, one of the reasons they don't do good work sometimes is because they feel like their money is at risk.
Okay.
Now, we can't
Okay.
question that if they're the business owner. It's just like if you wanted to put a barbershop somewhere.
Okay.
You put a barbershop where you think it's going to do better business.
gonna flourish,
right.
right.
Now, you're not going to put a barbershop somewhere that your thoughts don't believe it'll work.
Right.
So where does government come in? Let's say we wanted you to put a barbershop somewhere and you didn't think so. Government can create the conditions, though, to make that okay for you.
Okay.
You alone say, I'm not putting a barbershop there. But we may come in and say, Mr. Milton, we need a barbershop in this part of the community. They don't have one. You'll say, I can't make any money down there in a barbershop because I don't believe there's enough customers.
Right.
Government can come in and say, I tell you what we'll do. We're going to make sure that you have lesser upfront costs to get in the barbershop so you don't have as much money to risk. So when you go in, we're going to help you with the infrastructure for your shop. We're going to find somebody to help you put some of the things in. We need you there. In order for us to get you there, we're going to lower your cost on the front end so you're not taking as much personal risk. And then you may decide, well, if you do that, then I'll go to the area of town.
Okay.
We got to do that.
Okay.
We do that to get businesses here, but we don't do it to get a restaurant there. There are ways we can do things to mitigate costs for a restaurant to get to South Augusta.
Okay.
But guess what? Nobody's done it before. I helped Topgolf come where they are today.
Okay.
We helped get that Kroger there. It takes people who've done it before, and they've got to want to do it. It's got to be a priority. It's not been anybody's priority.
What does Augusta has to offer that other cities don't have? What is it Augusta has to offer right now that other cities in the area don't have?
So for a long time, it was our low cost of living.
Okay.
For a long time, you could live in Augusta, gas was cheaper, food prices were cheaper, housing was cheaper.
Okay.
But it seems like right now, we are getting taxed pretty hard and people are feeling the pinch. Augusta is becoming expensive to live in.
Okay.
So we've got to showcase other things. That was one of the things that kept people here, is because it was a place that you could retire
Right.
and the dollar would
Right.
stretch.
Right.
It's getting harder to stretch that dollar. So we got to do other things to get people here. So we're going to have to become a kind of community that provides some entertainment and things for people.
Okay.
I believe there's opportunities to do that. You know, and I'll say this, I hadn't said this out loud before, but I'm going to say it
Ain't
here
nobody
first.
watching. Ain't nobody watching.
This going to be here first.
Ain't nobody watching.
So we've talked about doing this water park. Right?
Okay,
This
okay.
city wants to do a water park.
Okay.
Got $5 million already in the bank that they said we're going to use it to do this water park.
Okay.
And lots of people are talking about it needs to go to Diamond Lakes. We've
Okay.
heard about that.
I heard about that.
I don't think that's a great idea to go to Diamond Lakes.
Okay.
I think Diamond Lakes is a neighborhood. Diamond Lakes is in a neighborhood.
Okay.
Who wants a water park in their
Now,
neighborhood?
you mean like a lazy river type water?
That's what a water park is.
Okay. Okay.
A water park, we're not talking about splash pad. Now, if we
Right.
want to do a splash pad,
Right.
I believe that's okay.
Okay.
But when you're talking about a water park, who wants a water park with the people from Waynesboro driving in and Columbia driving in and the folks from Aiken? They're going to drive all the way down Bobby Jones on Windsor Spring
Coming
and
all through
down
there,
there,
right.
and then they're going to turn and pass Manchester. All of those people are coming to a neighborhood. I don't think you put water parks in a neighborhood. As a matter of fact, we've already talked to the companies that run water parks and they've said that's not the best place to do it. And yet our government's leadership, they hadn't caught up yet. So they're still out there talking about perhaps in that Diamond Lakes, instead of educating our folks and telling them this probably isn't the right place for that. Perhaps we do a splash pad, which is neighborhood based,
Right.
rather than a regional water park.
Okay.
If you're gonna do a regional water park, you do it on a highway. You do it on somewhere where people can get to it. It's a reason why Six Flags is on a highway.
highway.
It's a reason why places like that, when you're driving down highways, you see these
see that.
things, because others come from the community and help defer some of the costs for your community.
Okay.
That's leadership and priorities I'm talking about. We're letting the community believe this is this great idea about putting it at Diamond Lakes, and the community just wants something to happen. So let's offer them something better and tell them, hey, what we need is to get you something for your community like a splash pad, but let's find somewhere to put this water park that makes it a regional attraction so we can get some real money in this community and not just the people in Augusta.
Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, Dominique said exactly. I agree. No water park in the neighborhood. So the people are watching. They agree with you saying. Jessica say the same thing exactly. Sharon Jones, they agree with what you're saying. So the water park is not a good place to have it in the neighborhood.
Who would want a water park when you driving home and you going home and y'all having a family reunion at your house, but you behind all these tags
Right.
from Aiken, South Carolina,
right.
because they're in a line and you can't get to your house because they're in your neighborhood.
Well, is that revenue for the city though?
It is great revenue for the city, but the city's got options.
Okay.
Why would you put it there? There's plenty of highways and spaces that you can put things there. I believe it is the right thing. We need to bring people into Augusta. You know, we need to have ways to raise revenue. I just question the leadership making it about potentially there. I think we've got to go and listen to the people who do this for a living.
Right.
The Development Authority has already went out and looked at this and talked to people, but nobody's asking and so we can say, hey, by the way, that's not the right place. That's experience.
Okay.
I've had that experience.
Okay.
Most of our other folks haven't.
So, as you said earlier, you said the leadership now is not going in the right direction. That's what you feel. The leadership is not putting the people first, not doing what they should be done for the community.
I believe they don't have the priorities right.
They don't have the priorities right. So that being said, you coming into the seat, you the next mayor of Augusta, Georgia. What's the first thing you do hitting the road? What's the first thing you, Stephen, would do? I know you have to get your team together and all those kind of persons, but once you get all that together, what's the first thing that you would tackle? Would you tackle maybe possibly lowering the taxes, raising taxes, South Augusta, really small? What would you tackle first to let the people know that what you're doing is for the people and the people as your first priority?
So first thing you need is a listening tour. You
Okay.
need to figure out what is going on and what people feel is most important to them.
Okay.
Remember I said priorities misplaced?
Okay.
I can't make my priority everybody else's.
Okay.
You need to build some consensus and figure out, can you make the priorities of the community yours? Now, I know South Augusta has a priority, and they believe that they need more economic development. They need more stores, retail, restaurants. We already understand that. But we got to listen and educate the folks, too, about how to get that done and what it takes to get that done. My priority first, once I hear that, is that we got to build more in Augusta.
Okay.
Augusta doesn't build anything.
Okay.
And because we're not building anything,
Apartments.
yeah, we're
They got
building something, but it's not enough. We're not growing.
a lot of apartments.
Augusta's had 200,000 people for 30 years.
Okay.
Where else do you go where you think you're being prosperous and you're not growing?
Okay.
Augusta's not a growing city. I'll give you a little statistic.
Okay.
Since 2001, Aiken County and Columbia County have built 35,000 more single-family homes than Augusta.
Okay.
35,000. So that means every time they build a new house, that brings neighborhood stability, that brings families with cars,
Right.
with kids who go into high school, they go into the cleaners and all. That's what happens when you build a single family home.
Right.
Apartments are a little different.
Okay.
They're building single family homes. They built 35,000 more than Augusta. That means at the average cost of $240,000, that's $8 billion worth of value those counties have gained at our expense.
Okay.
They're growing, we're not. Some people say, well, why does that matter? They're growing, we're not. Well, here's what that means. Those people who live there, they work in Augusta. Augusta grows by 55,000 people every day. Well, guess who had to put the roads in for them to get to Augusta to work? We do.
Right.
So we pay to get them from Columbia County
To Augusta.
and Aiken County.
Right.
We build these nice Look at all the nice highways. Look at Riverwatch Parkway. What does it do? One thing.
Bring them in.
Get you from Columbia County downtown.
Right.
Jimmy Dyes Parkway, great place. What does it do? Get you from Columbia County to Fort Gordon.
Right.
That bridge over downtown that they built, the 15th Street Bridge, they made it real nice.
Real nice.
It gets you from North Augusta over to the hospital. We spend all this money to get people here. They earn the check, and then they go home
Take it
and they
somewhere.
spend it over there.
Right.
We got to do a different model.
So, Steve, what we're gonna do about the homeless problem we got in Augusta? Now, you again, if you in the position,
Okay?
you get the seat, you get the position. Now, as you know, you go down Sacred Hearts, you go down Riceboro. You got all these different parts of the city that you go, and they are congregating in these certain communities, these certain areas. Homeless folks all day long holding signs and needing help. They want help. What we gonna do about the homeless problem that we have in Augusta, Georgia? And again, it's not just Augusta; it's every city around the country. So what is your plan on the homeless?
So my first question would be around that is, why are they homeless?
Okay.
So we got them there. Are they there because they couldn't find a good job enough to stay employed? Our wages are low in Augusta. Are they there because they have some mental health issues
Okay.
and because they haven't found the right types of providers or family situations? I think we got to dig deeper. The homelessness is the issue, but it's a symptom of a problem that says people can't afford to live somewhere,
Okay.
or people are sick.
Okay.
We've got to go and look at Augusta as a community and understand we are a poor community. 25% of the people in Augusta live in poverty. The state average is only 15%. While we're thumping our chest about being one of the biggest cities in Georgia, we are poorer than some of these little country counties around us.
Right.
We've got to get to the root of that issue, which is people don't earn enough in Augusta to support their families. You have a single mother who has to work at Walmart and Popeyes in order to make her rent work. And because she has to work at both in order to make her rent work, she's not home when the
work with the
child
kid.
comes home.
Right.
So when the child comes home, he doesn't have anything to do. He's out in the street. I mean, we've got a host of social issues, including the homelessness as you described.
Right.
We've got to look and be better people for the community here and find ways to employ people better. We need better wages and we need better working conditions, and that's a part of what government can create the conditions to do.
Okay.
We bring these companies here. I mentioned Arubis. They came here. They built $800 million business. But we got to find training programs in order to get those people there. I had a meeting on Monday with 15 employers about a workforce development program for high school students so that those students can go to work in these places so they don't become a part of that homeless population because they can earn those monies. We've got to have people doing it. And guess what? I ain't the mayor to do it. I'm doing it right here as the
Right.
chief deputy tax commissioner. Had people from Arubis at the table, had people from Piedmont, Wellstar, had people from banks. everywhere meeting with me because we're working on workforce development for those kids. And that's not as mayor. Imagine what I can do if I was that too.
Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, we're going to talk with Dominique has a comment. She said, I'm working on getting a homeless center, employment and affordable housing for the homeless. That's what Dominique is doing. So she's applying what you're doing and what pretty much you're saying. So she's working on getting a center. So Steve, let me ask you this now. As you said earlier, you keep making sure that the leadership that we have now are not setting the priorities straight. Are we looking at the leadership as certain districts in the government for us the District 5, District 4, District 2, or we talking about the leadership as a whole?
So
because again, the way I interpret it, certain areas are thriving and certain areas are not.
Well, I don't know which one is thriving. I think that there are some that do better than others, but it's because of the affluence of the community more so than the government leadership. I think they're all good people and well-intentioned.
Okay.
I think well-intentioned folks sometimes still are unsuccessful, though.
Okay.
It requires leadership to get that done.
Okay.
I told you about that I work hard in the community. I've served on several boards, but most boards I've served on, I've served as chair.
Okay.
They don't choose you to be a chair unless they've decided that you have those type of leadership qualities.
Okay.
I think that our government needs better leadership, better vision, more creativity, more innovativeness. I don't think that resides there. There's some great commissioners there trying to do good work. But guess what? They need some help.
Okay.
They need some other people that are there. They need some people with the experience whose agendas are to make Augusta better and not their own personal self better. I've done that for years.
Okay.
I've done that in my office already. And again, I want to apply that and add myself to a part of the equation.
Okay.
I think there are great commissioners there. I think there's great staff at the city. I want to speak to that too.
Okay.
They always get a bad rap for being inept. I think there are a lot of great people at the city
Okay.
that just don't have great leadership. And I've never been accused of not providing great leadership.
Okay, let's go back to the floor. We're looking at Tina. Tina Pascal said, I asked the question of what needs to be done out by the airport for restaurant, hotels, gift shops, and other businesses. So she want to know anything near the airport, could it be restaurants, hotels like that? Because again, we know during one time of the year, Augusta National has the world watching. Yeah. So, and all the different tourists come in that particular time of the year. So is anything, based on what she's saying, the question-wise, is anything could be done in that area? Because there's a lot of land out there out there.
Yeah. So it's always a gateway from the airport into town.
Right.
You try to take care of those gateways and make sure the things that people see represent what you want them to see about Augusta.
Right.
It's just one of the focus areas, though, and I think she's right. We
Okay.
got to do better. We got to make that drive better
Right.
around there. You know, I can remember the days when there was a hotel at the airport.
Oh,
a
see.
lot of people might not know that, but
I
there
didn't know.
was a hotel that was at the airport at one time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's when you get to be 57, you
Right.
remember stuff like
Right.
that. There's opportunities to do things like that, but it starts with smart people getting in a room together, finding smarter people to come in and help do this work.
Okay.
That is one of the nodes that I think is important. I've split the community into nodes that I
Okay.
think need economic development. That airport area is a node.
Okay.
Diamond Lakes is a node.
Okay.
Mike Paget Highway near Corporate Park is a node.
Okay.
The Regency Mall area that we discussed is a node. You've got to take these nodes and you've got to spring out economic development around those areas so things can thrive.
Okay.
You mentioned Regency Mall. Regency Mall is the dead center of our community. Two major highways going by it,
Nothing
going
going on.
right to the fort.
Right.
You know, I remember when T-Bones was right there,
right
and
on
when
the corner.
T-Bones
I worked
left
at T-Bone.
and went all the way across town.
Right.
We've got to recreate the magic that was there in that part of the community, and I think that's possible. But you can't be afraid of failure. Because we went there and tried to do something and haven't gotten it done yet, doesn't mean we quit.
Right.
It just means we just have to work harder. Somebody has to have the courage to say, let's go do something more. I'm not going to stop.
So Steve, let's go back, D. Miller, what about the downtown area being a food desert? How can we get a grocery store downtown? Now, that brings to my memory, Kroger on 15th Street. I used to live in Harrisburg years ago. And that Kroger was a spot to go to get your breakfast in the morning, 99-cent breakfast. I mean, all that was going on back in the days. But now, I mean, that whole parking lot is parking space now. So, I mean, when you're talking about grocery stores down in that downtown area, what's happening for that? Is anything on the agenda that we know of coming up for that?
All I can tell you is stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
There's some things in economic development that you are not able to share
Okay.
because of how those deals are done. But all I can tell you is stay tuned. There are enough people that have made that a priority.
Okay.
And what I tell you happens when people make things a priority.
Things happen.
It is a priority.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. I thank her for the question, but it is a priority.
Do you know Don, Commissioner Don, DC?
Clark, yeah.
Don Clark, good friend of mine, and when he was running for that position, he says we're gonna thrive in District 5. That was his motto. That what he ran on. We're gonna thrive in District 5. So now moving forward, Steve, we're talking to you. Do you have a motto yet? What you have moving forward for the mayor position? What's your motto? He thrive in District 5.
I don't know that. That's got some rhyming to it and clever. and
Well,
all that.
it was it worked.
All I told people, we're gonna build, grow, unite, and I'm gonna lead. Those are my 4 buzzwords, and I
Okay.
can talk about them. We're gonna build,
Okay,
we're gonna grow,
we're gonna grow.
we gotta unite, and we ain't talked a lot about that. We gotta unite,
Okay,
and then I'm gonna lead. That's what it's gonna require to get this moving in the right place. If you don't build things, build people,
okay,
build buildings, all of that adds to the assets of Augusta. If we don't build more things, real quickly about our tax system, if I got a piece of land, there's nothing on it, it's worth $10,000.
Right.
And I'm just gonna hypothetically say I can't collect but $100 in taxes on it every year.
Right.
It's until you build on that $10,000 piece of land, $500,000 house, that I can now collect more taxes on because
taxes.
you've improved that value.
Right.
Because we're not building those single family homes I told you about, there's no money.
Ain't no money.
And so because we don't have any money, we're not being able to provide services. So we gotta build stuff. We
Okay.
gotta build people, we gotta build things. And when you build, you grow. You grow neighborhoods, you grow communities, you grow cities. That happens with growth. You gotta grow. And after you grow, you gotta unite people. West Augusta has got to get what they need. South Augusta has got to get what they've asked for. All of the communities, but we got to come together to the table and agree that we're going to move in the same direction. How does that all happen? Leadership.
leadership.
Leadership is the answer for most things.
All
If
right.
people are there and inspiring people, things happen. And I'm willing to put myself forward for that.
Barbershop Talk Live. Let's go to another question. We got one from Jessica Smith. What about the empty car lots past Regency Mall? What could possibly be done there? So she want to know, and also she said, I live in District 5 where we don't need much over here but lights on the street. All right, Brandon Young, realtor of Augusta.
All right.
So again, they're talking about the empty car lots and different lots along, the Regency Mall area. So I guess what she's saying now is, as you alluded to earlier, approving those different areas, what's priority to other folks?
So I know some of the people who own some of those properties, but guess what?
What that?
A lot of them are waiting for
stuff
the
to happen.
government to get involved.
Okay.
So listen, let me tell you one of the things that happens with development. So imagine you own Regency Mall,
Okay,
and you have this asset, 70 acres, that you want to do something with.
right.
But the government around you hasn't done anything to make those gateways look better. You could build a beautiful something there, but driving to Regency Mall still is a mess.
Okay,
The roadways are a mess. It floods down there next to the Kia. If it rains hard, it floods over there in the parking lot up the street. You can't build this beautiful something until the government gets involved and fixes the gateways as well.
Okay.
This is a problem. Government has to do its part in order to make this all work. So you talk about those lots that are along the way, they're waiting too. It's not an appealing place
Okay.
for somebody to do development. It's like you go into a neighborhood and you're gonna build this beautiful house, but on the way to the neighborhood, everything's a mess.
Right.
You say, well, I'd rather y'all fix the road, fix the potholes,
Right.
put some pavement on the side, so when you arrive at my home, it looks like it belongs there.
Right.
We've got to do that with that corridor
Okay.
to make sure that does. And we do that stuff with downtown.
Right.
The TIA project that's being done right now for downtown, which has destroyed downtown for now, it's a lot of money we put in that.
Okay.
It was a priority that somebody put on downtown.
Right.
Why couldn't that priority have been put on Regency Mall area? I don't know. I wouldn't there.
So Steve, as we know, this is not your first run as a mayor position.
It's not.
What if it don't work this time? What if all the what you're saying now, the people don't receive it when they come in May? What if all this that you put your money, your heart, your soul into, it doesn't come out this time? What if you come up short? Now, would you just, trying to gather yourself again and try to run it again when the next time it come? Or you just gonna just say, okay, it ain't my time? Or what about this? What if you just let the person that's in the position now, let him run out, and then when this, he'll just help you come on in, it will be a more easier transition.
So first of all, our community can't afford to let him run out.
Okay.
That's not an option for us.
Okay.
We got to do better.
Okay.
And if I'm not successful, I wake up the next day and I go to work.
Okay.
It doesn't stop the work. As I've told you, a lot of the projects I'm working on now. I'm just the chief deputy tax commissioner.
Right.
It doesn't stop the work.
Okay.
It just means I wake up the next day. It won't devastate me. It's a part. I'd be disappointed. I've been disappointed before.
Right.
But I've had worse things happen in my life than losing a race. I lost a father in January.
Right.
I'd rather have them back than win this race.
Okay.
That's not the most important thing going on for me. Okay. I had twin daughters that were born 1 pound 9 ounces. That was devastating.
Right.
This is just people didn't choose. I can accept that.
Okay.
I can move on. I can still do work. I won't run again for it. I can promise you that. I won't be doing that.
Okay. Okay.
But I certainly feel as though people are looking for somebody to put in place some of the things I've talked about.
And you said earlier that the main reason that you feel that you should be able to run this time and be more successful this time because the leadership that we have now is not prioritizing the city.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons that I think people are disappointed in government, and I think those priorities right there. I think I need to do a better job of giving my vision and the things that I can do, and this platform that you provided today gives some opportunities to talk about what I've done. See, everybody likes to talk about what they want to do.
Right.
I've told you things I've done. I've told you organizations I've worked with and done. I've told you projects that I've put off the ground. I didn't finish. I didn't tell you about the Boys and Girls Club on Willis Road. That wouldn't be there. I didn't tell you about the Hub for Community Innovation that's on Walton Way. That wouldn't be there. I've got lots of them, things that I'm there. I didn't tell you about the King Mill Lofts, those new lofts that's over there by the river. That wouldn't be there without me.
Right.
I can tell you about things I've actually done
Okay.
to improve this city. And didn't get paid a dime for any of them. Just did it because it was the right thing to do. I'm going to continue to do that. I hope to be able to do it from a larger platform because I can promise you what I can do from that platform will put Augusta where it needs to be. We can stop talking about we want to be like Greenville.
Right.
We want to be like Spartanburg.
Right.
Columbia has this.
Right, right.
No, I need people to go back to talking about what Augusta has, like they do about the tax commissioner's office. See, they do that. They say, we wish the other offices was like the tax commissioner's office.
Right. Running smooth.
We have people say that all the time.
Right.
I want people to say we want to be like Augusta. I can do that.
Listen, Jessica said, exactly, we cannot afford to let the mayor stay in office. That's pretty much what you said. And also, Jessica said, we are a team, Stephen Kendrick, we are speaking this to win into existence.
Well, I appreciate that. I need a few more than her.
Okay.
But I'll take any support I can get. Welcome the questions. Welcome the conversation. I think this conversation needs to be had. I think it needs to be open. I think it needs to be honest. If people are satisfied with what they have, and I mean this honestly, if they feel like we have moved in the right direction in the last 3 years and they've gotten what they got, then they need to get what they got and vote for him.
Okay.
If they feel like we can do better, like I believe we can do better,
Okay.
and they see my track record, I think you take a chance on me so we can get somewhere.
So let me ask this now, Steve. Are we going to do, when I say we, I mean I'm pertaining to you and your campaign push, are we going to do the same thing normally the candidates do? When I say that, election time, they all go to the different churches. When they all go to the different churches, they all, give their spiel, give their speech, and we never see them at the church again until election time. So as I'm posing this question, I want to make sure now as your campaign is in full swing, you're making your push to become mayor, are we going to have the same old platforms? Because now we have these platforms, we know what you're going to say, we know what you're going to do. It's going to be a photo op, and we're going about our business. And so in other words, what are we getting different? As you gave us your list of accomplishments over the years, so what else are we getting from you or either any candidate moving forward to the point where we know this is the guy we need to vote for? Because again, we all see you're going to come to every church in Augusta. We all know you're going to go to all the different things. So what's different can the people see to let us know this is a different guy?
Well, now you told me to push back. I think that's unfair because if you got a home church, they want to see you at your home church when you're not campaigning.
I got
mean,
you.
I wouldn't. I mean, you don't just regularly show up at other people's churches if you have a church you go to.
Right.
And so most of us attend a church in which we attend regularly,
Right.
and we should.
Right.
And so we usually don't show up in your church regularly if
Right.
that's the case.
Right.
That being said, the reason you go to church is because you want people to understand and know who you are and get an opportunity to interact with you. And because you have a lot of people at that place, it's an opportunity to do so. I think what's more important than showing up at the church is, do you show up and do what you're supposed to do for them at their job every day? It ain't about whether you go to church with them on Sunday.
Right.
It's when you show up at that job every day, do you show up at those neighborhood associations? Are you showing up and answering their phone calls when they call? That's what you really talk about it.
Okay.
People say, you knock on my doors during campaign season and I don't hear from you again.
Right.
Well, I'm not supposed to knock on your door when it ain't campaign season,
Right.
but I answer your call.
Okay.
I'll do what you ask me to do.
Okay.
If you need me to come out there and see something, but I'm not gonna probably come knock on your door. That's
Okay.
probably not what I'm doing.
Right.
But I'm gonna be visible and effective for you. And so I still get a lot of calls. And again, I'm gonna say it, I'm just a lowly deputy tax commissioner.
Right.
But I get a lot of calls from people asking me to help them with things every day. And I deliver for them every day.
So listen, the Barbershop Talk Live World, they want to know if they want to, how can they support what you're doing? How can they make a donation? How can they follow you? Is there a website they can help, get the word out? How can they follow what you're doing?
Listen, they can follow me on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, TikTok. We've got all of those. We've got some events coming up. My first Fish Fry is November 7th.
Okay.
If you need to be involved with that, go to my Facebook page and find that. Log on, come to the Fish Fry. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
We're going to have a couple other events we're going to announce. We got some big events coming
Okay.
up.
Okay.
My committee probably won't me to announce them yet.
Okay.
Listen, I'll call you and give you,
Call.
and so you can get it first.
Because the people want to know.
The people want to know.
The people wanna know.
Listen, I'll go on your webpage and put it on your webpage.
There you go.
I'm
We'll
going
do
to
that.
tag you.
Tag me.
Okay, I'm going to
Tag me,
tag
because
you.
the people want to know.
I'm going to tag you if they want to know.
The people wanna know.
We're going to try to do some significant things, and I'm just going to try to meet as many people as I can and tell them my story. Again, they got a choice. If they don't like what I'm saying after I've told them, I respect that.
Okay.
But I believe if you listen to me and you see what I've done, there's no other choice.
Okay.
There's no other choice.
So as I'm hearing everything you said, Stephen, no regrets.
No.
No regrets. Put it all on the table. Put your whole, like I say, your life, blood, sweat, and tears into what you're doing, and let the chips fall where they may.
That is the only way you can do it. I'm running. I presume the mayor will run again. There might be other candidates who get in and run as well.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
I believe people need a choice.
Right.
I'm going to present myself as a choice, and I hope they find me to be an acceptable candidate and let me get to work for them.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World again. As he said earlier, there will be some surprises. There will be some announcements coming forth. There'll be some different events going on. So stick and stay what he got going on. And see, as we making these surprise announcements, I want to make a surprise announcement myself. You don't mind?
Go ahead.
Barbershop Talk Live, you heard it here first. I have a surprise announcement. And again, he's going to be the first to hear this besides you. I'm running for mayor.
Oh, come on. We need one more.
I'm running for mayor.
We need another.
Why not?
Come on, Jordan.
Listen, I
Come on,
believe I
Jordan.
can do it too.
Listen, I gave you a platform.
You gave me a
man.
platform.
I gave you a platform. Shoot, you don't need.
Listen, I talked to my committee back there, get the posters ready, get the signs ready. I'm running for mayor also.
You need to. I gave you a
I
platform.
think I can do it.
Listen, you take half of my platform. We'll run it together. Look at that. If you win, can I be your vice
Got
mayor
to
or
be more
something?
careful. You can be the vice, you can be the tax, you can do it all.
I appreciate
You keep the books,
I
and
appreciate
we're going to be fine.
I'm good at the books.
You
man.
good at the books?
I'm good at the
You good at the
books.
books?
I'm good at the books.
Barbershop Talk Live again. My hot seat guest tonight was none other than Stephen Kendrick. He has a push, has an urge, has an unction to be the next mayor of Augusta, Georgia. So please, man, please, sir, you can go to his website, go to his Facebook page, his YouTube channel, all the things he has. You can follow him, make a donation to him, because again, the people want to know.
I love to tell them.
The people want to know.
Send me an email.
Send an email.
KendrickForMayor26@gmail, and I'm calling you.
All right? Because he said he's running on build,
Grow,
unite,
and lead.
and lead.
You
And
got to build.
Those are your four things.
You got to build. You got to grow.
You got to
You got to
unite.
unite.
And you got to lead.
You got to lead.
Now, your leadership is moving forward. How can your leadership improve? I know we got to get out of here, but how can you improve your leadership? So when I say improve your leadership, you said earlier that you don't think you got the word out enough in the last race. You didn't have a chance to really put yourself out there, put your message out there. So now that you had a chance to experience the loss, experience the disappointment on the final race, how can you improve your leadership to get the people to understand that I am who I am? This is what I'm going to do.
Just do a better job of grinding, getting out in those streets, being more visible. You know, it's funny, people say you're not visible because you're somewhere and you're not where they are. But listen, I'm going to have to clone myself and I'm going to have to be in 2 places.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go to work. See, I already go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm already up early.
Okay.
And I already stay up. But you know what? That means I got to get up at 4 o'clock and get to work at 5 o'clock. I need more time in the day, but I'm going to make more people understand that I am the best choice.
Okay. So the campaign push has already started.
Campaign push has started.
It's already full effect.
It is in full effect.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World again. The guest for tonight in the Barbershop Talk Live World hot seat is none other than Stephen Kendrick again. He's running for mayor, running to be the mayor of 2026 when the next election come around. So again, you heard what he had to offer. You heard what he had to say. He know what he has to position himself to do. So please, ma'am, please, sir, govern yourselves accordingly. So listen, Steve, I got to challenge you.
Come on.
I got to give you one more challenge.
Come on.
I wouldn't be who I am without challenging. We have brought the red flag all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. This is the challenge flag. This flag came from I-20. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So I'm going to give you the chance to hold this challenge flag.
Listen, it would have been better if it was a purple flag.
Well, I
but
know the purple's out of style.
No.
We just had the
Hey,
red.
listen, purple's never out
Well,
of style.
sold out.
Purple and royal gold is never out of style.
Well, I mean, I know the red don't really suit you, but
It doesn't, but I'll hold it for you.
That's just a challenge flag.
All right.
So what we're going to do, we're going to give you a series of challenges. You have to do all you can to meet and exceed those challenges.
Okay.
Is that simple enough?
It is.
Barbershop Talk Live World, what we're going to do, going to give him some challenges. Again, the first challenge is just to make sure that this run would be your most successful run. This run, you have to make sure you get out to the people, knock on the doors, answer the emails, return the phone calls, just say hi to the folks at church.
I take the challenge.
Take the challenge.
take the
That's a simple challenge. Also, when you out to these folks, let them know your accomplishments. Let them know what you can do, what you will do, and what you have done. Because the people of Barbershop Talk Live World and the people of Augusta, Georgia, they want to know.
I take the
They
challenge.
want to know. So do that. That's simple enough.
It is.
Simpler challenge. Barbershop Talk Live World, he has accepted those challenges, and I believe he will meet and exceed those challenges. But listen, I got to challenge you. Before we get out here, I know the time is far spent, but we got to challenge you. Barbershop Talk Live World, they tell me to get off this, but I got to give you a challenge. The person that will win these challenges, I'm giving you 3 questions. We're almost time to get out of here. We're going to give you a free blood pressure monitor to listen to DJ telling me to get off this line, but we're going to give you a blood pressure monitor if you answer 3 simple questions. The first question is very simple. What high school did he attend? Just name me one high school did he attend. Listen, Barbershop Talk Live World, you heard the questions, you heard the comment, you heard the conversation. What high school did he attend? That's the first question. The second question is, I know you said it, but I'm going to see if they paid attention. How old is his mom?
That's a good one.
I slid that one in there. I slid that in. You said it too now.
I did.
You said it, Barbershop Talk Live World. What high school did he go to and how young is his mom? I slid that question in. Listen, the third question is, do you know when the election time is? That's the third question. If you get those questions correctly, Barbershop Talk Live World again.
Ask him his scholar.
The scholar?
His honors.
Oh.
He got in college.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's throw that in there. Let's throw
It's a bonus round.
That's the bonus round. Bonus round. What was his honors? What did he receive? What was it? Was it perfect attendance?
It was not that.
Oh.
I can promise you it wasn't that.
Well, listen, there was those 3 questions. There was 4 questions. The first question is, what high school did he attend? Oh, so how young is his mom? And the third question is, when is election day for mayor race in Augusta, Georgia, 2026? Those are questions. Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, if you didn't have a good conversation, you didn't enjoy this show, we did.
I loved it.
We did.
Can I come back tomorrow?
You can come back tomorrow.
Part 2?
Part 2.
I'm ready for part
2 because
if you get the answer, if people want a part 2, I'm ready.
Got to be more careful. You heard it here first. Barbershop Talk Live. We're going to put together a part 2. Listen, do you know Bobby Boucher? Boucher.
I do know.
You know Bobby?
I do know Bobby Boucher.
Listen, we got a standing invitation because he said he can beat me in basketball. Now we need you to put this together.
Now I'm gonna get involved in that.
I got a crew.
We hooping like that?
I got a crew.
Is that what we doing?
Listen, we got a Barbershop Talk Live crew. So
I'm gonna shoot your line.
He sat
shoot
right
your
here.
eyes out now.
He sat right here and said he can beat me in basketball.
Bobby Boucher told you that.
That's what he said. Barbershop, we can roll the tape back on that.
I'm gonna go to that one.
That's what he said.
I'm gonna be there.
Now what we're
I'm
gonna
get
do?
us the Boys and Girls Club.
We're gonna make it a
gym.
fundraiser.
Wait.
We're gonna make it a fundraiser.
We got a bunch of answers on
Okay. Well, come on. Let's give it an answer. What you got?
Okay, I got Andrew, got Kathleen, and Lulu.
Okay.
Said West Side for the high school.
Okay.
And Donald Williams said it too. Let's see. Then Andrew and
Think of Bobby. Bobby said I can't.
May the 19th.
Bobby
is
told me
election time.
Wait a minute. Who is that?
May
One
19th?
one person said all that.
I got it.
Multiple different answers.
Yeah.
Bobby, look, Bobby, tell me I can. What is you talking about? What
Is it the 19th or the 16th?
for the
The mayor.
the mayor's?
I didn't state the date, but it is the 19th.
Yeah, you.
I can't. I'm not saying that,
But I didn't. But I didn't state.
bunch of-
Hey, I didn't state the date. I just said.
You said the month.
I said the month.
Right. So
Somebody said 80 plus for my
80
mom.
plus.
Yeah, somebody said 89. Somebody said 80 plus.
Bobby, you ready for this basketball tournament, Bobby?
Listen,
we're gonna do a fundraiser.
Oh, I'm ready for
We're
that.
gonna do a fundraiser basketball
Oh,
tournament.
I'm ready for that.
Barbershop Talk Live and More Than the Masters.
Boys and Girls Club in Harrisburg. Let's do it.
We're gonna make it work. We're gonna set this date.
It's gonna be More Than the Masters against the Barbershop Talk team.
Talk Live.
I'm gonna be an honorary coach. I'm playing.
You do you.
Okay, let's
You
do
do
that.
you.
Let's do that. Yeah, we need to set that up.
We're gonna make it work. It's gonna be a Barbershop Talk Live and More Than the Masters fundraiser.
That's Thanksgiving weekend.
We can do that.
That's Thanksgiving.
No, I got an event going on November 29th.
We're gonna figure out something. Bobby, you hear this, Bobby? Look at that. Tell me I'm ready any day. Look at Bobby. Tell me I'm ready any day. All right, okay, all right. More Than the Masters Barbershop Talk Live. We're gonna put the fundraiser together. We're gonna get this thing right. I'm talking about food trucks, jumping bean. We're gonna do it all.
I got that.
We're gonna
Let's
make
do
it work.
that. I think Thanksgiving weekend is a great weekend. But
We
I don't know when that weekend is.
We're gonna figure out
Is that the
something.
29th?
The 20th of that weekend, for Thanksgiving weekend.
We're gonna figure it out.
28th and
We're gonna figure it out.
27th is Thanksgiving.
Look at that.
That's
Talking about
the
me
third.
versus everybody.
That's on the third.
Then I'll take a picture with the losers after that.
That's Saturday. Look, that's Sunday afternoon. When everybody do, we do that Sunday. That Sunday afternoon
I
basketball.
don't give a
game.
god dog it.
Thanksgiving's on the 27th.
Wait a minute. Kaylee said his mom is 86. Feel free to cheat off that. Cheat off me. Okay. Well, listen. We need somebody to give me the answers to all three questions. Somebody give me the answer. Listen, they telling we got to get out of here. They telling me time up.
Sunday's a good day.
We're going to make it work. But listen, those are questions. Who get the question correctly, stop by Jay's Place Barbershop, 1927 Olive Road. Get your free blood pressure monitor. And also, we got some stuff coming up they want you to be a part of. Listen, Beverly's Body Butter. We're giving out Beverly's Body Butter samples, jugs, all that. Stop by Jay's Place Barbershop, 1927 Olive Road. Steve, anything you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
I love y'all.
Okay.
Come to see me at the Fish Fry.
Okay.
I got a lot more to say.
Lot more to say. All right.
November 7th.
November the 7th.
Central Station.
Central Station.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Come on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, Kendrick for Mayor 26. Get your ticket.
Now, Kendrick, I want to put this disclaimer out there. You here in the hot seat of Barbershop Talk Live. You sitting here in the hot seat. Now you know I got to get Garnett to come in and defend what you saying or put his own spin out what he gonna say. So Barbershop Talk Live, we might better have a you here, he here, and I'm here.
I ain't never got a problem with that.
Okay, so just in case we're gonna make that work.
But I don't have to defend my record.
Right, you
I don't
don't.
have to defend my
You out
record.
there.
I promote what I do.
Okay.
Do it as you will.
So
But
Barbershop Talk Live.
I'm always open to sit down and talk.
Barbershop Talk Live, we're gonna work on that.
I'm always.
We're gonna work on that before the election time. We're gonna figure that out.
Listen, it could be next week.
All right.
It could be next week for me.
All right.
I ain't never too busy for Barbershop Talk.
Got to be more careful. I like that. And just like your boy say, Bone Crusher say, you ain't never scared.
I ain't never.
Listen, we're going to get out of here. Barbershop Talk Live, really. If you want to be a guest on Barbershop Talk Live, please, ma'am, please, sir, just inbox me. You want to be a guest on Barbershop Talk Live, please, ma'am, inbox. You want to be a sponsor, you can do the same also. Listen, if you got anybody in your mind you want to see in this hot seat, you can also inbox. We'll make sure we get that person here. I had a good time. Listen, Steve, we got to get out there. People telling me to get off this thing. They got to go home. Come on, let's listen to that camera. See that camera right there? Sit up very quick.
I'm looking.
Tell me, watch this here. Follow me now. You ready?
I'm ready.
See you later.
Peace. We out.
We're here at Jay's Place. We're talking
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
At Jay's Place.
Barbershop Talk.
when nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
At Jay's Place. Barbershop Talk.
Everything's on the table.